Sunday, another time to worship the Lord, and we are always excited to bring you this broadcast week after week after week. Again, we want to thank you for your faithfulness in attending and making sure you're tuned in to the service. We have a wonderful program lined up for you. We have a guest speaker this week, and we look forward to what the Lord will do through him this week. And so, friends, as we get downstairs to worship, we want you to come on with us and get into the worship, sing along with the song leaders, and just enjoy the worship, and of course be lifted, be edified as we continue to worship the Lord even in these rough and turbulent times. Let's go downstairs for the service.
Worship His holy Highgate Gospel Chapel encourages you to donate to the church and consistently give your tithe and offering. We are involved with various ministries, including community outreach. It's essential for us to finance and maintain these ministries and activities. To make your contributions, donations, and give your tithe and offerings, please make your direct or electronic deposits to the church's account as listed. Highgate Gospel Chapel, Bank of Nova Scotia Port Maria Branch, current account number 1000-66419. That's account number 1000-66419. Your gifts will always be appreciated.
Despite what is going on with COVID and we seem to think that it's lasting too long, everything happens for a reason. And remember, God is always with us and He will never fail us. He is forever faithful. Our God is God of the mountains and the valleys. He will never fail us. He will do it again because He's faithful. Walking around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but You have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for You have never failed me yet. Your promise still stands, great is Your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in Your hands, this is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. I know the night won't last. Your word will come to pass. My heart will sing Your praise again. Jesus, You're still enough. Keep me within Your love. My heart will sing Your praise again. Oh, Your promise still stands. Great is Your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in Your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed. Your promise still stands. Great is Your faithfulness, faithfulness. see you do it again. I've seen you move. You move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. 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 Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. Faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. Faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet, and I never will forget. You've never failed me yet, never will forget.
Beloved brethren, Highgate, greetings in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, I was not able to travel with that team this morning because, as you would know, social distancing is kind of keeping us physically apart to some extent. That being as it is good to be. We recognize that lots have changed, and we are called upon to wear masks. I make sure I come with my mask so that nobody can ask me the question, where is your mask? I would put it on, but I don't want anybody to be singing, you look better in your mask. None of that. So I have it just in case I am called upon to use it. But a lot has changed in our world since we last met, and a lot of things are being said and done that affects us directly and in some cases indirectly. I'd just like to read a few verses from Habakkuk 3. It says, although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon my high places. To the chief singer on my string instruments. This is the word of the Lord. Let's pray. We thank you again, gracious Father, for who you are, for your blessings upon our lives, Lord, for your mercies. Thank you again for your Son, our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ, who loved us and gave himself to us and for us. Speak to our hearts, we pray, through your blessed Holy Spirit. And grant, Holy Father, that we will be doers of the work and not hearers only, deceiving our own selves. Again, we pray, Lord, that you hide your manservant behind the cross. And nothing, can do nothing, surely can say nothing without you. Our desire that we might each hear from you. And may we as individuals say, Lord, what will you have me to do? In the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord, we pray. Amen. There's a lot of talk in our world, here in Jamaica and all across the world, about COVID-19, the coronavirus disease that has taken the world like a storm, more like a hurricane, sweeping through countries all over the world, accounting for over 2 million being infected by the disease. Thousands dying as a result of the disease. And everywhere, on everybody's lips, at least most people's lips, COVID-19 is being mentioned. Some people have course made fun of it, and a lot of jokes go through social media and in face to face, making fun of this disease and its effects and impact on others. This is one thing that some people might say, what is joke to you is death to me, because people are dying. Yet, interestingly and unfortunately, some people seem to take it lightly. As you can see when you watch the news on TV, in some places where the people are gathered, whether to pay bill or to buy or to go to bank, they are crowded, many of them without masks, and the 3 to 6 feet distancing not being observed. It is as if some people are saying, that can't happen to me, man. But the reality is, it could happen to anyone, because COVID-19 respects no one. Questions are asked. Some people say, how could God do this? Some others say, how could God allow this to happen at such a time as this? Knowing the impact, knowing the effect it will have on people, especially the most vulnerable. How could God do this? How could God allow this? And these are questions that are not only interesting but relevant. Truth be told, while I cannot say definitively that God did it, what I can say for sure is that if God did not do it, He at least has allowed it. And anything God does or allows, the end result is that He will be glorified. The end result is that His people will be blessed. Read Romans 8:28. Something that we know in our head, but we need to know it um, as a matter of something that outworks itself in our lives. All things, not just some things or most things, but all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. So then, COVID-19. I said earlier that if God did not send it, He at least had allowed it. Question then is, what would be God's purpose for allowing this? One thing is for sure, it acts as a wake-up call to Christians. It should be a wake-up call to people as a whole, because as we have heard being said over and over again, at the end of COVID-19, things will not return to what it used to be. COVID-19 has caused and will cause changes to take place in our society. We meet and greet one another. We relate to one another, both known and those we don't know. COVID-19 has also brought about some changes, actions, steps, steps by individuals, steps by governments over the world. So we have had, for example, in Jamaica, social distancing. We have had in Jamaica curfews. We have had lockdowns in some areas, and we could go on. And if things don't get better, seem to be getting better, then there might be greater steps that will need to be taken in order to bring about a reduction in the number of cases and eventually to the cases of COVID-19 being a thing of history. At this present time, there's no real recognized treatment for COVID-19. So the best thing that we can do as believers is to pray, to pray, to pray. And we have heard and seen people praying. Some are praying earnestly, at least, so it seems, for fear of death, their own death. Because who wants to die? COVID-19. What kind of lesson can the world as a whole learn from this? Okay, first and foremost, what we have seen happen tells us that if governments in our world deem anything and or any situation to require emergency action, then they can, without warning, bring about and put in place emergency action, which in their minds will address the matter. So again, here in Jamaica, we have lockdown. Popular Jamaicans saying, "Turn on your yard." I've been doing a lot of that. Enjoying my sleep and other things that I can do in the home. But it has brought lockdowns, mandatory wearing of masks if we are going into public places, curfew, 6 o'clock, so 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And if caught on the streets, outside of or within those times, without valid reason or identification, you can be arrested and charged. So, as suddenly and as readily as that, governments can decide on the restriction of the freedom and the movement of its citizens. Of course, you might have people who rebel, but if there's rebellion, then the governments will seek to quell such rebellion by whatever means they deem necessary. But the fact that this can happen suddenly and without warning should cause us to see it as a precursor as to what is going to happen during the tribulation period. Yes, the tribulation that the Bible speaks of is real, not a figment of the imagination, not a religious bit of argument, nonsensical argument. But the reality is that it is going to happen. Take, for example, Revelation 11, where we read about two witnesses who had power to call down fire, had power to bring about drought. And these witnesses were hated by the world as a whole. And no man dared approach them. And a man who dared to fight against them would be destroyed. But God allowed them, after 3.5 years, to be slain. And their bodies were lying in the street for 3.5 days. But what is of great importance is the fact that the Bible tells us that people from all over the world will be seeing those bodies in the streets. People from all over the world. Yes, people from all over the world will be seeing it. Strange, isn't it? But that's reality. Now, if you and I had read this, those of us who are old enough or not so young, we had read this in the 50s and in the 60s. We wouldn't readily understand this because there was no satellite dish, there was no internet available to us, probably in some other places in the world, but certainly not in Jamaica. There was no closed circuit television, and so we had to wait on the news to reach us. But now we can watch anything happening in any part of the world. The Olympics, the World Games, World Cup football, you name it. We can watch it as it happens. When John wrote this, there was no such thing. Never even have a radio. Never even have a radio. So when he wrote, he was writing as God led him to write. Now this is happening. Therefore, we don't have to think it's strange then that during the tribulation, people will be able to look at these dead bodies in the streets. In chapter 13 of Revelation, we read of two beasts, commonly referred to as the political antichrist and the religious antichrist. Whatever name you want to attach to them, you may attach. But it tells us that this one of these beasts, the political beast, will be commanding that his number be put in the foreheads or on the right hand of all. Without this mark of the beast, as it is referred to, there will be no buying and or selling. No buying and or selling. If you don't have the mark, you can't buy. If you don't have the mark, you can't sell. Would you believe that even as we speak in Sweden and possibly in other places, right now, people are taking a microchip. This is outside of a rice grain in their hand, between their index finger and their big finger. With this, they are able to open various doors. With this, they are able to transact business. Lots of things. Could this be the beginning? Could this be the introduction of what we have heard to be the mark of the beast? There are some people who are saying that Bill Gates is asking that a vaccine be developed for COVID. Not only for COVID, but this vaccine, everybody should take it. And if they don't, then they will not be able to travel. Right? Wow. Could this that is happening around us be a lead up, a precursor to the time of the Great Tribulation? Something to think about, brothers and sisters and friends. Something to think about. The reality is, whether in our own lifetime or in a lifetime not too far from now, these things are going to happen. And of necessity, those who are around for it, thank God, the church will be taken out of the world. Those who are around for it, Lord Jesus Christ said, there was never a time like this ever, and there will never be a time like this thereafter. So, brothers and sisters, yes, we will escape tribulation. But what is going on now should help us to recognize how important it is for us to help others to escape that tribulation. What is going on now? The effect COVID-19 is having on us and the impact that will follow when it is gone is something that we need to give thought to. Because truth be told, because things will not be returning to normal, truth be told, many will be losing their jobs. Many brothers and sisters will not have a job to go to. Maybe that's so, though they retain their jobs, will be asked to take a pay cut because the economy is not what it was before COVID-19. Long, short, and tall, brothers and sisters, there are going to be among us as believers many who can't find 3 meals a day, and in some cases, not even 1 meal per day. And here is where we can appreciate the behavior of the early church reading Acts. We read in Acts chapter 4, and we'll read a few verses for the sake of time. In Acts chapter 4, verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of land or houses sold them and brought the prices of the things that were sold and laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. In other words, the children of God, the Christians in the early church, were willing to sell their prized possessions, properties, land, in order to help brothers and sisters who were in need. We might not have property, we might not have land, and cars, and other possessions of great value. We might not, but the question is, if we had, would we be willing, for the sake of our brothers whom we love, our sisters whom we love, would we be willing to sell them in order to see to it that our brothers and our sisters' needs are met? What will we be willing to give up in order to allow a brother or a sister to be in a better position than he will be without the help that we can offer? I'd like to suggest that if you're accustomed to eating 2 slices of bread for breakfast, eat one. You're accustomed to buying 2 things of condensed milk for yourself. Use one, give away one. Bully beef, sardine, tuna, saltfish, you name it. Brothers and sisters, now is a time when we display our real character. Are we following Jesus our Lord as we ought to? Or are we just talking because we can talk? Now is the time for us to be willing to share. We have to recognize that after COVID will not be the same as pre-COVID. And so the need for us to be willing to reach out in love to our brothers or sisters who might be in some serious trouble, not being able to find rent, not being able to pay their utility bills. And we're not talking about the cell phone, we're talking about necessary utilities, water, light. We who are able must be willing to assist. We might not be able to give much, but as long as we're in a better position than someone else in the family, then we should be willing to reach out to him, to her, to assist them to live better. We will never be able to say like Habakkuk, though the fig tree does not blossom and there'll be no fruit on the vine, the produce of the olive fail and the field yield no fruit, though the flock be cut off from the fold and there'll be no herd in the stall, yet will I rejoice. We will never be able to say this from our hearts unless we have that heart to reach out to the brother, to the sister, so that irrespective of what goes on around us, even with us, we will rejoice in the Lord. God, the Lord, is my strength. Brothers and sisters, be blessed. Stay safe. Trust in God and purpose in your hearts that you will endeavor to live in such a manner that God is well pleased, being your brother's keeper, being your sister's keeper, being there for one another. Good morning. God bless you.
Highgate Gospel Chapel encourages you to donate to the church and consistently give your tithe and offering. We are involved with various ministries, including community outreach. It's essential for us to finance and maintain these ministries and activities. To make your contributions, donations, and give your tithe and offerings, please make your direct or electronic deposits to the church's account as listed. Highgate Gospel Chapel, Bank of Nova Scotia Port Maria Branch, current account number 1000-66419. That's account number 1000-66419. Your gift will always be appreciated.
May is Child's Month. It is also the month that houses Mother's Day. This song is a special dedication to all the children out there and also to our mothers. Happy Mother's Day when it comes. There's a voice that cries out in the silence, searching for a heart that will love him, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all.
And there's a God that walks over the earth. He's searching for a heart that is desperate and longs for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all.
And he says, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today.
Serve me with your life now. He wants it all today.
Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all.
There's a God that walks over the earth. He's searching for a heart that is desperate and longs for a child that will give him their all. Give it all. He wants it all.
And he says, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today. Serve me with your life now. He wants it all today. Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all. All of you, more of you, wants it all today. All of you, more of you, wants it all today. All of you, more of you, wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all. There's a voice that cries out in the silence, searching for a heart that will love him.
Longing for a child that will give him their all.
Give it all. He wants it all.
So, another service has come to an end and we are about leaving again. But it's always good to share with you each week. Please remember the meetings coming up, the prayer meeting on WhatsApp on Tuesday evening, and right after the WhatsApp prayer meeting, of course, we have the Bible study with Dr. Raphael Thomas. We're studying 1 Peter, and so we want you to join with us on Zoom for that. You'll get the information on your phones about that, so we want you to join us. We look forward to seeing you. I hope you enjoy the service. God bless you.